last weekend I got my hands on a game called Age of Soccer, which is kind of a board card game hybrid with a football theme. But it's not purely football, because it's kind of mashed up with a bit of history and a bit of mythology, as the teams that are taking part are people like the Romans and the Vikings, the Parthenons and more. Now, in order to win in this game, you have to take shields from your opponents, and you have to take one from each, and you do that by playing quite fast-paced matches against them. Now, it's not heavy on strategy, but there is strategy there as you play shots and super shots against your opponents in order to try and win matches. Now, there's some outside interference too, and with some careful planning, you can really do well at this game. You have to build up a squad of star players before you start these matches though, in order to be able to really go at your opponents and pick and choose who you want to play against. Now, one of the standout things about this game is the art. It is beautiful to look at. I'm going to show you the box now. Here we go. So there's your Age of Soccer box, and that box art carries on inside on the team boards and the cards too. It's great to look at, but it's not just a pretty face. Aimed squarely, I think, at the family market, and I played it with my 7-year-old and he absolutely loved it, even though I beat him. He was determined to play another match against me, and yeah, he's having great fun, and we both enjoyed it a lot. Let's get inside the box and have a look at the components and how it plays.
And the first thing you'll come across are these great looking team boards. This is where you place your star players. You can have a player in each position, that being goalkeeper, defender, midfielder and attacker, and each of them have an attack and defense stat. Now, those stats are what allow you to start matches against opponents, and you'll add them all up. And you can see at the top of the boards you've got this like score track almost. Well, that's where you place your attack and defense counters, the ones that keep track of your total. Now, if you have an attack higher than an opponent's defense, you can start a match against them during your turn. So you're always looking to improve your team and look which players to put in your team to allow you to start the matches against the teams that you need to win one of these shields from. Now, here you can see these team shields in great detail. We've got the Romans, we've got the Parthenons, we've got the Vikings, all in here. And you've got a number of those that you keep to yourself. And when you have a match, if you lose it, you have to hand it over to your opponent. He's trying to get one from each of you. However, you don't want to go into a match unprepared, and the action cards that you can pick up are split between training with a green icon and match cards with a red icon. And the training cards allow you to do things to modify your team and your opponent's teams. You might pick up new players, you might all pick up a player, or you might take action cards from a player too. Now, if you have certain players in your team from a specific team type, you can do even more powerful things by pulling additional cards from your opponent or adding additional cards to your team. On top of that, there are a couple of cards that allow you to do permanent damage and semi-permanent damage to your opponent. An injury card that can knock out a player from their team permanently, and a red card can suspend that player for one match. There are some cards you can play that will modify your attack and defense stats to allow you to have a match against an opponent way above you in terms of quality, or indeed defend against them. Now, if you've got Dazzling Cup Run, those stats are irrelevant because you can play against anyone you like. And here we're seeing the in-game cards. We've got the shots and the saves. Simple. You play a shot, your opponent's got to save it. However, there are also super shots and super saves, but you need a player of a particular affiliation to be able to use those. Otherwise, they're just regular shots and regular saves. Now, here's where we get to the outside interference cards like offside, which can be played by anyone on a match to stop a shot, and counterattack, again played by anyone, which can reverse the play, turning attacker into defender and vice versa. So let's take a look at a match in action. Now, it's very important that you bide your time in matches. Don't rush in with a single shot card, because that won't get you anywhere. No, what you need to do is save those cards up so you can do maximum damage and maximize your chances of being the winner. Here you'll see me taking on my son, and we're playing shot cards and we're playing save cards, and each one counteracts the other. But then you get the curveball. Someone plays a counter-attack. And then my son's on the attack, and I gotta hope that I got some saves in the bag, otherwise I'm in trouble. As it turns out, I do. But is there anything else up our sleeve here? Well, he's got a few more shots in there. He's very confident. He's timed his counter-attack perfectly. But maybe I'm going to still come out on top. Oh, he's played a super shot, but I've counteracted it with a super save, so I'm still in the game. But he follows through with another shot. And I'm out. All out. I got nothing in reserve. And there he goes. He claims my shield. So with 3 to 6 players, there's quite a lot of matches that can go on, and that's where you get that outside interference and that strategic element that we mentioned earlier.
So that's Age of Soccer, a family-friendly game with a light strategic element I think everybody's going to enjoy, especially with the World Cup on at the moment, or even if there's no World Cup on and you don't even like football. I still think you'll enjoy this game, and it's available now on Amazon for a mere £25 and well worth your money. Check it out now. Let me know what you think in the comments, and of course, stay tuned and hopefully I'll have more board games for you in future.